So last week I experienced a clogged duct, and I haven't had one of those in probably a few months. And it was something that nobody warned me about. And that was like my thought that I had when I was dealing with it last week, that nobody warned me about these in the beginning. And I think it was because I had switched over from breastfeeding to exclusively pumping, and with trying to figure out my schedule and the removing of milk and just something that would work for me and my daughter, I experienced them a lot. And when I first experienced one, I felt this hard lump and I was like, what is this? It was painful to the touch. It was uncomfortable. And as we all do, I went to Google and I said, hey, Google, what is this? And Google's like, oh, by the way, this is a clogged duct. This happens when, the milk flow isn't properly flowing or your breast doesn't fully empty. And you get this blockage of the milk in your breast that creates this hard ball that is uncomfortable and painful to the touch. And here are the things to do to relieve it. And because I experience them so often, and now that I am 9 months out of exclusively pumping and I have my schedule figured out, and I know that when I get one within a day, I can get rid of it, it is so much easier. But in the beginning, I experienced them so much and I'm like, why is this happening to me? And I realized it was because I was sleeping on that side so often, and it was like closing the milk from flowing properly, which again, nobody told me about. And nobody also told me that if I wear my bra too tight, it would do that, which was what happened last week. And I know that it happened because I was aware of it after it happened. Also, that if I was like holding my daughter a certain way against me, it would happen. Like, there are so many different things that can cause you to have a clogged duct, but it was like nobody told me that. And nobody told me that if like you can't get it out within a week, that the blockage could turn into mastitis and that it could become swelled and you could get inflammation and your skin will turn red and then you have to go to the doctor to get medication to help with that. Thank goodness I never got that far or had to go to my doctor, but it was one of those things that nobody tells you, and it's just crazy. So, of course, like I said, I experienced it a lot, and then when I finally got it figured out of what was causing it and was, got my pump to the right suction, I was removing the milk properly and fully emptying the breasts, I never really experienced them again. Like every few months I might experience if like I sleep wrong, or again if I put my bra on too tight, like I instantly feel it and I know what to do. But it's funny that nobody tells you these things. And I wish somebody would have warned me that this could happen. And I also think it does happen more when you're exclusively pumping than breastfeeding, because the latch is different and the suction is different. Babies can definitely get out more milk than a pump can. But I think if you have a good pump, which I have a Mom Cozy pump, I think it's the S9 Pro. I absolutely love it. I have figured out what suction, works best for me to get everything moving properly and fully emptying my breast. Like, I figured it all out, so I know what I need to do. But I think you just experience it more because, again, it's different than actually breastfeeding and a baby removing the milk rather than a machine. But like I said, nobody warned you when you decided to go on this journey. If somebody would have told me that in the beginning, or when you're at the doctor's and you just give birth and they're like, here's paperwork on breastfeeding and the things that could happen and how you can relieve it, I think it would be a lot better. But nobody talked about it. Nobody told me. And Google was my best friend to tell me like what I was experiencing and how to help relieve the pain I was in. So pre-warn any mom to be out there who you're going to breastfeed or you have to exclusively pump, you might experience clogged ducts, and they are not fun. But once you figure out the proper way and the best way to help relieve them, you'll feel like a pro once you have one again. Like I said, I am 9 months postpartum. When I get one, I don't even stress anymore. Like, I know what to do to get rid of it and remove the painful lump in my breast, but it's something no one tells you. So I'm here to pre-warn you that you can get a clogged duct, and it is not fun. And it is not fun when it happens to both your breasts at the same time. I've had that happen as well, but you will figure it out. And if you can't remove it, you go to the doctor and you talk to them and you figure it out that way. But pre-warn you that this could happen to you, and I wish that somebody would have told me, because it would have made the process of dealing with them and figuring it out so much easier.